Happy Friday, everybody. Hope you're all well. Woohoo! Oh, God, sorry. My earthquake went off in Brighouse then. You'll notice there's not very much on my desk, and there is a previous flag on there. And when I was thinking about this one, I thought, no, do you know what? This will be my first week back at work on my new timetable. Ooh, spending more time on my handmade world. And I thought, do you know what? We did a beautiful flag a few weeks ago, and I loved all the ones that I've seen. Absolutely stunning. I thought it was such a shame not to use that as inspiration for the next one. And it made me think about, because things are sort of changing here, about when I started doing all this stuff, which was all very, very accidental. And it was back in 2011, I think. I was sitting outside my daughter's teacher's house, which sounds a bit creepy, but she's dyslexic and she used to go for extra lessons, and I used to sit outside the house while she went in for her lessons. And it's actually when Zentangles were becoming really, really popular, and I sat and did a Zentangle while I was sat in the car and filled all the different shapes in with different things that I could see. And I thought, oh, let's do a Zentangled flag. Nearly said tag, not tag, flag. So week 36, and I'm going to use all the stitches that we did here in week 30 as my inspiration. So I've got a piece of white cotton, so you could white background, choose one colour. I was going to do it white and black, but then I realised I ain't got any black thread, so I thought, oh, do you know what, let's just do a colour. So have a look at your flag, see what sort of colours you've used so far. I've got this gorgeous tealy blue colour, which is really in your face. So I thought, well, do you know what? Let's go with that one first. So what you tend to do is once you've got your shape, you lay down what's called a string, and this gives you your shapes. So a string, it's a little bit like it says, it's as if you've laid a piece of string down. Okay? Job number one done. Job number two, to backstitch this now. So we want to create the edges of our shape. So I don't need to go outside my flag, but what I do need to do is on all the lines inside the flag, I need to create that stitched line. Now at the moment in my head we're going to use the same colour for everything. However, once I've stitched this bit, in my head I'm thinking I might change my mind and say, oh, you've got to use then a contrasting colour, because I'm not quite sure yet how this is all going to work if it's all in one colour. Or I might be really brave and just okay, so there we go. More back stitch, super fast. Sometimes wish I could stitch that fast. It's saved like a lot of time and energy. Anyway, so I decided that that thread's great for the boundary, but because it's quite a thick thread, if I did the whole thing like that, I think it'd be a bit too much. So I've gone for a slightly lighter shade, stranded cotton, and I'm going to use a single strand. And basically, all we're going to be doing is just choosing different stitches to fill each of the squares, not squares, shapes. So all it is a case of doing is just choosing a stitch. So if you want to run in stitch, so you want to get yourself quite a fine needle, so quite a fine sewing needle, otherwise you're going to find it quite tricky. And all you're going to do is fill a shape with stitch, so it just rows off them. So just straight stitch on this one. I might use maybe 2 strands for some of the things, so it's not too fine. think about the size stitch that you've got and the size shape that you've got, and whether or not you're going to just go in straight lines or you're going to follow the actual shape. But this is going to take quite a while to do, depending I suppose on how complicated you make your shape. The thing is if you don't do it with enough on and enough shapes, you're going to be stitching forever. Whereas hopefully, ouch, she says as she's about to bleed on everything. Hopefully each one will just fill up nicely. So think about like the little corners, if you've got little bits. So I've done like the straight lines, and then I've got a couple of areas where it just needs an extra stitch, just to take it right to the edge. There we go. Focus, there we go. So that's my straight stitch. And then just choose a different stitch. So I'll decide down here. So I'm going to do cross stitch. When you're doing something like this one, I would work each row at a time. So the thing, oh, if I do all these, oh, hold on, I've just got somebody come in. Sorry about that. That was daughter who'd gone out without a key and really needed a wee. How exciting is that? Right, so as I was saying, there's a bit of a temptation when you're doing something like this for a cross stitch to keep doing all the diagonals and then come back. The problem is you might get a little bit, well, you might not, but I would definitely get confused as to what bit I should be doing. So I personally think it's better just to do a line at a time. So Zentangles were all about yoga for the brain. So if you mix that with stitching, you should be so zenned out by the end of this. You'll feel amazing. So I'm going to think about things like the smaller ones. I'll probably get a few more threads and maybe fill one with French knots. Get some fly stitch, some bullions. You can repeat things. So like I've got a straight stitch going horizontally. I could have it going vertically and have a few more threads. So basically that's what we're going to be doing next, is choosing stitches from your sampler from World Embroidery Day, and then beginning to fill in all your sections. Can't wait to see, and I'll put photos, close-ups, etc. at the end of the video. So, oh, something to stress. Focus. Oh my god, it's gone super focused. Right, let's pull it down. It can stay in focus. I think it's when I move too quickly. There we go. Look at that. Beautiful. Right, have fun stitching, everybody. See you next week.